Vaishyamyamiha bhutanam mamahamiti parthiva. Mataji. Imsa tadabhimanena dandaparasya yaryatha Vaishyamyamiha bhutanam mamahamiti parthiva. Imsa tadabhimanena dandaparushayoryatha vaishamyamiha bhutanam mamahamiti parthiva. Imsa, suffering. Tat of this. Abhimanena, by the false conception. Dandaparushyayoho, when there is punishment and chastisement. Yatha, just as. Vaishamyam, misconception. Iha, here, in this body. Bhutanam, of the living entities. Mama aham, mine, and I. Iti, thus. Parthiva, O Lord of the earth. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. My dear King, the conditioned soul, being in the bodily conception of life, considers his body to be his self and considers everything in relationship with the body to be his. Because he has this wrong conception of life, he is subjected to dualities like praise and chastisement. Purport. Only when a conditioned soul accepts the body as himself does he feel the effects of chastisement or praise. Then he determines one person to be his enemy and another his friend and wants to chastise the enemy and welcome the friend. This creation of friends and enemies is a result of one's bodily conception of life. So they have given me one more purport, text number 25 also. Yannibaddo vimanoyam tatbadhat praninam vadaha tatha nayasya kaivalyat abhimano khilatmanaha parasya damakarturhi himsa kenasya kalpyate. Because of the bodily conception of life, the conditioned soul thinks that when the body is annihilated, the living being is annihilated. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the Supreme Controller, the Super Soul of all living entities. Because he has no material body, he has no false conception of I and mine. It is therefore incorrect to think that he feels pleasure or pain when blasphemed or offered prayers. This is impossible for him. Thus, he has no enemy and no friend. When he chastises the demons, it is for their good. And when he accepts the prayers of the devotees, it is for their good. He is affected neither by prayers nor by blasphemy. So, one of you can help me read the purport? It's a 1.5 page purport. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Because of being covered by material bodies, the conditioned souls, including even greatly learned scholars and falsely educated professors, all think that as soon as the body is finished, everything is finished. This is due to their bodily conception of life. Krishna has no such bodily conception, nor is his body different from his self. Therefore, since Krishna has no material conception of life, how can he be affected by material prayers and acquisitions? Krishna's body is described herewith as Kaivalya, non different from himself. Since everyone has a material bodily conception of life, if Krishna had such a conception, what would be the difference between Krishna and the conditioned soul. Krishna's instruction in the Bhagavad Gita are accepted as final because he does not possess a material body. As soon as one has a material body, he has four deficiencies. But since Krishna does not possess a material body, he has no deficiencies. He is always spiritually conscious and blissful. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna Shachidananda Vigraha. His form is eternal, blissful knowledge. Shachidananda Vigraha, Ananda Chinmayo Rasha, and Koivalla are the same. Krishna can expand himself as Paramatma in the core of everyone's heart. In Bhagavad Gita 13.3, this is confirmed. Kshetragam chaupi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. The Lord is the Paramatma, the Atma or Super Self of all individual souls. Therefore, it must naturally be concluded that he has no defective bodily conceptions. Although situated in everyone's body, he has no bodily conception of life. He is always free from such conceptions, and thus he cannot be affected by anything in relation to the material body of Jiva. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 16.19, Tanaham dishato kuran shangshareshu naradhaman shipramyajashrama shubhan ashureshu ivajonishu. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into different demoniac species of life. Whenever the Lord punishes persons like demons, however, such punishment is meant for the good of the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul, being envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, may accuse him, saying, Krishna is bad, Krishna is a thief, and so on. But Krishna, being kind to all living entities, does not consider such accusations. Instead, he takes account of the conditioned soul's chanting of Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna.
so many times. He sometimes punishes such demons for one life by putting them in lower species. But then, when they have stopped accusing him, they are liberated in the next life because of chanting Krishna's name constantly. Blaspheming the Supreme Lord or his devotee is not at all good for the conditioned soul. But Krishna, being very kind, punishes the conditioned soul in one life for such sinful activities and then takes him back home, back to Godhead. The vivid example for this is Britrashura, who was formerly Chitraketu Maharaj, a great devotee. Because he derided Lord Shiva, the foremost of all devotees, he had to accept the body of a demon called Bitra. But then he was taken back to Godhead. Thus, when Krishna punishes a demon or conditioned soul, he stops the soul's habit of blaspheming him. And when the soul becomes completely pure, the Lord takes him back to Godhead.
So Srila Prabhupada made the system of studying one or two verses every day gradually, because we can study the whole Bhagavatam and then also take one verse and threadbare analyze it and understand it. And the purpose of understanding Bhagavatam is to fall in love with Krishna, ultimately. Anything that inhibits our surrendering to Krishna should be removed. In this world, we all have somebody in whom we may repose faith, and we may be ready to trust them and be vulnerable to them. Uh, like say, for example, a child towards the mother and father, or a wife towards the husband. They may be uh, they may be able to trust very easily because, like for example, if my mother gives me something to eat, I don't even need to know what it is. I can close my eyes and put it in my mouth. She may say, "Beta, it's good for you in this season. Eat this." I may just put it. I may eat it. On the other hand, when I'm going in the train, there is bhaji, pakoda, and very nicely smelling samosa. Even though it is nicely smelling, my nose is tempted. I may want to buy and eat, but I may have to think twice, whether it is fresh or old, uh, whether it is healthy or unhealthy. We have to because the trust, we cannot place trust in a vendor. A vendor is meditating on your pocket. Mother is meditating on your heart. Mother wants to please your heart and nourish your body, whereas a vendor, as soon as he gets his money, he will push off. He may not care a fig about your health. So, in this world, we trust such near and dear ones. And in the same manner, Prahlad Maharaj says, Yata hi purushasyeha vishnopado Yadesha sarva bhutanam priya atmeshwara suhrit. Three things he is telling why we should love Krishna. He is telling reason to his friends, Prahlad. He is telling, my dear friends, the jiva is a part of the Lord. So being a part of the Lord, naturally the jiva is attached to the Lord. He has love for the Lord. Just like my body has come from my mother and father. So I feel some affinity for them because this body has been given by them. Similarly, the soul is a part of God. Being a part of God, naturally the part is attracted to the whole. Uh, Like somebody is born in India, when somebody has taken a body in India, so they feel the attraction for being a patriot of that country. I was born in this land and I'm living in this land, and this land has offered me so many things. So on the bodily platform also we can see, if you're born in a certain land, you feel patriotism for that land. If you're born in a house, you feel some affinity for the parents. In the same manner, we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord eternally. So eternally we have affinity for the Lord. Uh, We have natural affinity. That's what Prahlad says. Priya, he says. And then he says, Atmeshwar, Lord is the master of the jiva, he's saying. So naturally, if somebody is my master, it's my natural duty to serve him. It's my natural position to serve him. In this world, you will always see everybody is serving somebody. Like mother is telling a child, better sit here, you sit. Don't go out, you won't go out. Eat this, you eat it. So you are a servant of the mother. And afterwards, when you grow up, go to the school, you are servant of the teacher. Uh, Teacher says, when the bell rings, everybody should be in the class. When the next bell rings, you can go out. We are all servant of the teacher. Later on, you join a company, you are servant of your boss. Boss is checking, are you doing your project well? So you know that, he can promote you, or he can give you a pink slip and show you the gate, show you the door. So the your control of your life is in his hands. So naturally you are subordinate to the boss. Everywhere we are all trying to serve somebody, please somebody. But Prahlad said, the Lord is a lovable master. And by putting yourself in his custody, you can experience the joy and the protection and the security and safety. So he told his friends, it's so nice to have such a master. Like people even today desire Ramarajya because, you know, that just like Lord Rama or Prithu Maharaj or Yudhishthira Maharaj, for these people, Prajanam Pitru Vatsalaha, it is said. They took care of the Praja like their own sons and daughters, like parents taking care of the children. So all of us, we would want to be in somebody's custody whom we can trust completely. And unfortunately, in the modern times, it's very difficult to trust anybody. People cannot trust the doctor. huh? Like one Karudapati went to a hospital and told the doctor, take as much money as you want, but don't tell me that I have to go for bypass surgery because I am a Crorepati. Huh? Just because I am a billionaire, don't say that I have to. If only if there is a real need, I will go for bypass. Otherwise, unnecessarily, just to make me your customer. Don't do that. So people have fear of the doctors, fear of the teachers. Um, Even there is fear in entering in married life. There is fear in everywhere because of lack of trust. Now, Prahlad is giving trust to the boys in the Supreme Lord. He's telling them, Priya, the soul naturally loves the Lord because eternally we are only part and parcel of the Lord. All other conceptions of part and parcel of being part and parcel of the country or being part and parcel of any parent is all illusory conceptions and temporary. It may be true in a certain context, but eternally speaking, we are only part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So, and then he's telling them, Lord is the master of the soul, a lovable master who is worthy of taking shelter. Mhm. And then he is telling, Suhrat is saying, Lord is also Suhrat, he is a well-wisher of every living being. He is supreme well-wisher. Like for example, a man dies, the wife can only go up to the door. The son can go up to the graveyard to put fire to the dead body and come back. Relatives will just come for an official, you know, gathering and then just stand for a few minutes and go away. Then who is my real friend who accompanies me after I leave a particular body? Am I all alone? No. That's what Prabhupada says here. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata kshetra jnayor jnanam yatta jnanam matam mama. Krishna is telling, Arjuna, you are kshetrajna in your body, but I am kshetrajna in all the bodies, he is telling. Kshetrajnam cha api, he is saying. I am also kshetrajna, he is saying. See, whenever you say, I am also staying in the same room, in the yatra time you say, what does it imply? What does it imply? Somebody else is already there. So that already that person is a jiva. And I am also there, he is saying. Kshetrajnam cha api mam vidhi. Sarva kshetreshu bharat. I am present in all the bodies. And what do I do? Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha. So Lord is transcendental, not like the jiva who is trapped in a material body. Like you see, this monies are all kept together by the nylon thread inside. The nylon thread is not trapped in the monies, but it is sustaining the monies. If the nylon thread would come out, the monies will get scattered away. Sutre mani ganava. So Krishna is sustainer of the material creation monies. Whereas the jiva is trapped in a material body like a thief put in a jail. That's the difference between the jiva and the Lord. So, a Lord seated in our heart next to us, he is like, he is a supreme well-wishing friend. He goes with the soul after the death. He goes wherever we go, he comes with us. So one person we can be super confident about in our life is the Supreme Lord, being our supreme friend. At any time, all of you think in your own lives, you must have had some time of loneliness, where you are sitting alone and thinking loudly about your life, what I should do to make this better, make that better. And many times you may love many relatives, but they are not capable of awarding you the correct direction many times, because they themselves may not have the intelligence to guide you. So, but we are trying to figure out ourselves many times. So, even in the loneliest of the moment, you are never lonely because the Lord is always next to you. He is watching you. Even when I am asleep at night in my bed, the Lord is wide awake watching me. He is always awake. So, one should think about the Lord's presence in our heart. By thinking about it, we will never feel all alone or left behind alone in this world. The loneliness is actually ignorance of Lord's presence in our heart. So now three things is said: Priya, Atmaishvara, Suhrit is supreme well-wisher. See, there are people like Mitra, Bandhu, Suhrit. These words have difference in meaning. Mitra means social friend. Bandhu Bandhava means blood relative. So maybe Bandhu Bandhava may be more intimate than a social friend. Social friend may be courteous and kind, but Bandhu Bandhav, they may sometimes support you monetarily, sometimes even go an extra mile to help you. But Suhrit, he is heart-to-heart friend. He will do anything to take care of you. Just like parents for a child, they are like Suhrit. So, of course, they can try to be Suhrit as much as they can. But Prahalad Maharaj says, Balasya Neha Sharanam Pitaru Narsimha. He says, even though they may want to be Suhrit, they may not be able to in this world. But Supreme Lord is definitely Suhrit. Now, here comes the main point. If Lord is Suhrit of all the living entities, Why does he treat demons in one way and demigods in another way? Sometimes it may arise confusion in our minds, that Supreme Lord is giving Amritam to the demigods and he is cheating the demons, by becoming Mohini Murti. So he appears to be partial, is it not? Similarly, he becomes Vamanadev and goes and takes away the property of Bali Maharaj, who is head of the demons, and then he's giving it to demigods. Appears externally that the Lord is favoring the demigods and he is unfavorable to the demons. And that is why this topic of Vaishamya has come about here. So, Prabhupada says in many nice purports, thoroughly Prabhupada has explained this. There are two types of living entities from the dawn of creation. Dvav sargabhuta etasmin daiva asura evacha. And then Krishna told about the Daivi Sampat first. And then he told the Devo Vistarasa Vistarashaha Proktaha. Asuram Parthameshunu. Now I'll tell you about the Asuric mentality, like that he says. So, why one should have Daivi Sampat? Daivi Sampat means divine assets. Asuri Sampat means demoniac assets. Now, why should we have divine assets? Because Daivi Sampat Vimokshaya. Nibandaya Asuri Mata, he says. The divine assets will liberate us, whereas the Asuri Sampat will bind us. So, who are the Asuras? We generally may think Asuras are arrogant, Asuras are not humble, Asuras may be cruel, and many things you can say, but they're all secondary, not very important. The most important thing is Asura means, definition is given, Vishnu Bhakta Smrito Daiva Asurastad Viparyayaha. It is said, those who align with Supreme Lord are called Suras, those who are opposed to the plan of the Supreme Lord are called Asuras, he says. So, now some people ask a question, why God is forcing us to align with Him? Like that in one assembly, big assembly of 300-400 people, one lady asked, why God is so much behind us to make us align with Him? Why can't He give some freedom to His children? Even we parents, we are so much eager to give freedom to our children. So then I asked in the assembly, how many of you parents want your child to strictly follow you? Many parents raised both the hands. Definitely. Then I asked, why are you forcing your children to follow you? Many parents wanted to speak. They said, what are you talking about force? We know what is best for our children. And the children are naughty and they may not know what is good for them. They may walk the wrong path. And we are their well-wishers, so they have definitely follow us. And then I told them, just as you want your children to follow you, the Supreme Father and Mother of all of us, Krishna, He wants all of us to follow Him. When I said this, many parents said, wow, this is a new point, we never thought about it. They said. So generally, people demand others to follow them, but they don't follow God. So now, what happens when one doesn't follow the path of God? One, for example, imagine somebody is taking an axe and hitting at one's own feet and it is bleeding. Anybody, any parent of such a person will, what he will do, they will tie the hands, correct, no? Take both the hands behind and tie it with a tight rope that you cannot hurt yourself like that. Now somebody may say, why are you so cruel to your child? You are tying both the hands like this. There is a purpose why that hands are tied. Otherwise the person is hurting oneself. Like in my travels, one father was telling his son has spent 2.5 crores in gambling. Can you imagine? I said, what were you doing till then? 2.5 crores, I asked him. He said, no, I started with only few thousands only, but many times my son threatened me that he'll commit suicide if you don't give me money. Gradually he took in lakhs. And now he said, for him only I saved 3 crores. Now 2.5 crores he has finished now. Now what can I do? He was lamenting. So sometimes you can see a naughty son may squander all the wealth of the father because that's what he thinks gives him happiness foolishly. So the Supreme Lord observes that those living entities who are not aligned with him, they hurt themselves and they hurt others also. You can see Hiranyakashipu or Ravana, all these living entities you will see, they hurt themselves also. Ultimately, they are destroyed also. They hurt others also. So they have to be stopped from doing that. So that is why the Lord appears sometimes to be apparently cruel. Prabhupada writes in that Samudra Manthan Leela pastime, Lord did not want the demons to eat amritam. It would be like feeding milk and bananas to a serpent. Payam panam bhujanganam kevalam vishavardhanam, it is said. If you invite a cobra daily to your home and feed some milk and bananas, it will become very plumpy cobra and bite you only. So cobra should not be fed with all this. Similarly, demons, those who are always hell-bent on destroying Brahminical culture, they don't deserve to be maintained by Amritam. Amritam should be given to those who will propagate Brahminical culture by which all living entities can be led through the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, ultimately to Pancham Purushartha Bhakti and go back home, back to Godhead. They should be given portion. They deserve to be nourished. That is why the Lord gave Amritam to the Devatas. He didn't give to Asuras. Number one. Number two, the Asuras were not willing to listen to any good advice by Lord Vishnu. How do you know that? For example, when the Vasuki's mouth side was given to Devatas and tail side was given to Asuras, immediately Asuras protested. They said, Ahir Pucham Mangalam. The tail side of Vasuki is, inauspicious. Vishnu has cheated us, they said. We want the front side. Like somebody says, I want the limelight service, not the background service. Like once there was one, what do you call that? MC, Master of Ceremony, supposed to be uh, talking for a youth festival with 1,000 boys. Unfortunately, he got stuck in the traffic. So we got an alternative person who was very happy to play that role. He said, Prabhu, I was always longing for this opportunity to climb on the stage and move around and talk to people. Because I couldn't get that opportunity because the other fellow was always there, more intelligent, mature person. Now that he is not there today, I can do that. Immediately volunteered and then he went to the stage. He was practically dancing on the stage and talking to people, cheering the people and everything. But within 5 minutes, we got a call. That fellow said, Prabhu, the traffic got cleared, I am here. I'm coming. Then immediately one devotee went and gave a chit to this person. Prabhu, please come out to the stage. That, the original organizer, the first person, he has come here. This fellow became immediately very morose. He got a small face immediately. He said, why Prabhuji, I was given this opportunity, now I am told no. Why not this time I lead it? So they told, no, somebody can perform better. So let him do that. So then he asked, then what service is there for me? So they said, you can pack prizes. We have to pack the prizes after the event you have to give. He said, what, Prabhuji, packing prize behind the screen, who will see? So which means people don't like background service. People want forefront service. Limelight service. Similarly, the Asuras didn't like the tail side of Vasuki. They wanted head side. And then Lord Vishnu asked the Devatas, what do you guys say? Are you ready to come to tail side? They said, my dear Lord, we will do what you say. We are here to please you. You tell us to catch tail side, we'll catch tail side. Tell us to catch head side, we'll catch head side. Tell us to quit, we'll quit. Tell us to stay, we will stay. We are whose servant? We are your servant. Lord said, very good. Please come this side. They all came this side. And Asuras went to the head side. Now when they started, they started. Immediately Vasuki was feeling some kind of vomiting sensation. No, it was just sending out smoke and poison coming out of the mouth, and Asuras were screaming. One of the Asuras said, hey, you fool, why did you want the head side? Just see, it is giving out all smoke and poison. And that Asura said, okay, I wanted to come this side. Who told you to come? You are a bigger fool than me. He said. They were fighting amongst themselves. In this way, you will see the Asuras. Again, they said, we are dropping now. We are quitting now. Quitting the project, going away. Then Lord Vishnu said, wait a minute. I will make some arrangement by which this can be pacified. So he put Vasuki to sleep. So no more vomiting. No more smoke after that. The point is, Asuras are always opposed Lord's plan. But Lord told the Devatas, right in the beginning, the Lord told them, Na bhetavyam kalakotat pishat jaladhi sambhavat. The Lord says uh, that in between the project of Samudra Manthan, there may be wish which will come. Huh? Don't quit the project. Huh? There will be some problem will come. I'll be there. You just remember me and I'll help you. Huh? The Lord said, if the demons are given some gifts, you don't become greedy. If demons are lifting any of the gifts and running away without permission, don't become angry. Huh? Don't become angry. Don't become greedy. Don't become afraid. So, Lord said, you just obey me, and I can assure you that you will get Amritam. And precisely Devatas did that. I was very amazed when I read that pastime because Devatas also have both material desires and desire to serve the Lord simultaneously. Pure devotees only want to serve the Lord. Asuras only want to exploit and enjoy. But Devatas want a combination of both. They want to serve the Lord also, little enjoy also. So for us in this world who are practicing sadhakas, this is very good to understand this because we also want to serve the Lord. We have some desires to enjoy and dominate and show off also. Huh? So, but even though devatas had that material component, still they obeyed the Lord. Which means it is possible to subdue our lower nature and surrender to Lord on the Lord's order, which the devatas proved it. Therefore, they got the Amritam. Asuras didn't get. And and you will see Bali Maharaj, he had taken away the Devata's property. So Aditi didn't say anything. Aditi only told the Lord, we don't want to eye at the property of others. We simply want our sons to get whatever property is due for them. You already allotted. Sometimes one child is, four children are given four toys. One fat child comes in the front and says, hey, all of you give all your toys to me. Huh? And all the children are afraid, they give it to him. And then they ask, when will you give us back? He says, get lost. He says. So some children do like that. Similarly, Bali Maharaj had taken away the property of the demigods. So then Vamadev came to return the property back to demigods. That's all he did, which was due for them. So when the Lord is dealing with demons, if you very carefully observe, he does what is good for universal welfare. For everybody it is good. Actually, the Lord, Prabhupada says, when Lord created this world, He has given everybody something. For Gulf fellows, He has given oil. For India, He has given Vedic wisdom. For Switzerland, He has given watches. For Germany, He has given machines. For Japanese, He has given hardware, computer hardware and everything. For Malaysia, he gave sandalwood and rubber. So you name a country, they have something special the Lord has given. But once America was waging a war against Iran, so the Iran fellows said, hey, why are you waging a war here? You know. So they said, you have your dollar notes, be happy with that. Why are you coming to Iran? Because you will see that the Iran has oil. So many countries think that if we take that country into our pocket, then we also get all the resources, amenities. Why one country want to dominate another? The whole idea is take over their resources, take over their land, bring their people under your control, and then they get all their opulences and everything for yourself. Then you can more lavishly enjoy life. Correct, no? So when the Lord uh, saw that the uh, demons have the tendency to create a disturbance in the material world. They create a kind of disturbance by which the living entities cannot peacefully execute their spiritual duties, religious duties and spiritual duties. They will not allow the things to go on in a peaceful way. The demons create a disturbance. Basically, the demons create a disturbance in the Lord's plan for the jiva's liberation. The Lord's plan is that jivas mangalaya cha lokanam, kshemaya cha bhavaya cha. There are three types of welfare. One welfare is material welfare. Second is liberation from miseries. Third is Krishna Prem. So all three should be in order. So that is why Lord has made systems in the scripture, system of Varna and Ashrama. Follow your Varna code according to psychophysical nature, engage in your work and then earn your livelihood. And according to your Ashrama, prepare yourself to go back to Godhead. So, but then the demons create a havoc in that. So the demons are like those children in the classroom. Sometimes they sit behind and make a picture of the teacher like a monkey. You've seen that some children do that? And there are other children who sit in the front and make very nice notes and they raise their hand and ask questions. Whenever teacher asks a question, that those intelligent children they give answers very appropriately. Teacher also likes those children. Sometimes the teacher may call those children to her staff room and give them some special books, special guidance. So those fellows who are backbenchers and trouble creators, they will comment about the teacher. Hey, these fellows are pampering the teacher, therefore she is giving good marks. Like that they will say. It's not that those children are pampering the teacher. The teacher is giving those good children what they are due, because they perform well. So the good children who win the heart of the teacher are like the devatas, and the naughty children are like the asuras. Both of them have an equal opportunity to go to a school, sit in the same classroom and learn and grow, isn't it? Like one boy in those days in our school, he got a fail mark in maths. He immediately became angry on the principal. I think principal is envious of me, he was telling. And I was telling, above you, the marks were given by the mathematics teacher. And above the maths teacher, there are so many authorities. And principal comes last. Huh? And why are you bringing principal? The principal is unhappy with you. First, you do your mathematics properly. Huh? Similarly, the Supreme Lord cannot be envious of anybody because everybody is his part and parcel. If you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is one verse which says, when Duryodhana's thigh was broken and he was lying down on the ground, Krishna did not feel happy, it is said. Why? Because whether it is Duryodhana or Arjuna, both are Krishna's part and parcels. Krishna feels sympathy for everybody. You will see that. In the same manner, Lord Narasimhadeva is making Prahalad sit on his lap. On one lap you find Lakshmi, another lap you find Prahalad. You must have seen that, isn't it? Somebody was asking me in one class, Prabhu, you only said Lakshmi was afraid about Narasimha, then why did Narasimha make her sit in the lap? She is going to be afraid. Somebody was telling. Because one verse says that, Sakshat Sri Preshita Devair Drishtva Tam Mahad Adbhutam Adrishta Ashrita Purvatpat Na Upeyaya Shankita. That verse says, when Lakshmi was told by Brahma to approach Lord Narasimha and garland him, she was not ready because she said, I have never seen my husband in such an angry mood. She was not ready to go. Then Brahma told who to go? Prahlad to go. But the reason why Lakshmi took a back seat is to glorify Prahlad. Put Prahlad in the forefront. Because in that whole scene, the hero was Prahlad. Because Prahlad, though born in a demoniac family, he got the shelter of a Vaishnava guru even when he was in the womb. And he was a pure devotee and practiced a pure devotion service all through his life in very trying situations. And at last, here is the climax situation where all the devatas are standing, you know, whom Prahlad calls as Vibhuda Rishabha. He's calling them, and he's calling them as, I'll tell you the verse, famous verse. But the first verse, Brahmadaya Swaragana Munayota Siddha Satpai Katanamatayo Vachasam Pravahai. So, Naraditum Purgunai Radhunapi Vipruhu Kim Toshtumarhati Same Harirugrajate. I am a Ugrajati, but you Devatas are all very exalted reciters of, great Sanskrit poetry with Ras Chand, Alankar and everything. But I am born in a Ugrajati, a low class family. We are demons, he said. You are all Devatas. So, and you are all in Sattva Pradhan, Sattvai Katana Matayo, whereas we people are born in demoniac family. We are in which guna? Rajoguna and Tamaguna. And then he said, you are always aligned with the Lord, we are always opposed to the Lord. Nevertheless, Brahma is asking me to speak verses in glorification of Lord. On his order I will speak, he said. So, although Prahlad said these things, it's not true with respect to Prahlad because he was more than Devatas. Devatas are in Sattva-guna, Prahlad is in Vishuddha Sattva. Seeing the Lord at every moment. He's a pure devotee. His eyes are tinged with salve of love. So, therefore, the Lord kept Prahlad also on his lap and praised him profusely. So here it becomes clear that Lord doesn't see whether you are a demon or a devotee or a demigod. He gives equal opportunity for everybody to, get his association and become aligned with him. The choice is always there. for everybody. Anybody born in a demoniac family can turn into a devotee at any moment. Just like you see, Bali Maharaj had a few moments to decide whether I should align, I should surrender to Lord Vamana, or I should fight against him. So at that moment, he thought of his grandfather, who? Prahlad Maharaj. He said, my grandfather Prahlad surrendered to Lord Vishnu. So I will follow in his footsteps. And then he made up his mind to surrender to the Lord. And he became glorious. His name immediately entered into the 12 Mahajans list. And immediately Lord became his Dwarapalaka. And he became adorable, worshipable by all, as one of the propagators of Bhagavata Dharma. You can see that. Lord immediately gave him that position because he surrendered. Bali Maharaj became adorable like this. So Bali Maharaj was born in a demoniac family, but you can see how Lord treated him. And how our Prahlad was also treated. Similarly, on the other side, you can see the Lord killed Bhaumasura, whom was earlier not called as Bhaumasura, he was called as Bhauma. But Bhauma became Bhaumasura because of bad association with Banasura, Bhaumasura, and also this Narakasya Saka Kashchit Dvivido Nama Vanara had said. Dvivida, they're all like, they all grouped up together and polluted one another. They became very dirty association. Therefore, Bhaumasura was killed because he was creating a havoc in this world for the Brahminical culture. So even though Bhaumasura was born from the Varaha's contact with the Bhumi, but Lord did not entertain him. The Lord finished him. Which clearly shows Lord does not have Dehatma Buddhi. He does not have bodily consciousness. That he is my son, I cannot kill him. I heard in one of the colleges, there was a director's son studying in the college. You know, he threw a rocket, paper rocket like that he made. And while the teacher was writing on the board, where it went and landed on the head, like this. And everybody laughed in the class. The teacher turned around and a little bit scolded. Who did that? She asked, and then everybody was looking at him, and then he denied in the beginning, and then later on, everybody said he only did it. It was a small interaction for 5-10 minutes, and the teacher said, you should have some good sense, You are a grown-up boy, you are not a school kid. Why do you behave like this? Now, for speaking this, she was removed from the college. She was thrown out of the job because the boy happens to be whose son? Director's son. Like that. You can see that the mistake was his, but she was removed from the job. Just for saying a few words about it. So Lord does not do such pakshapat, such partiality. He doesn't do. Just because Bhaumasura happens to be my son, let him do whatever he wants. He didn't say that. Lord punished him. On the other hand, Prahlad, Bali Maharaj, the Lord accepted them. Most extreme example is our Aghasura. Aghasura, when he came to Vrindavan with a wide open mouth, he was looking at Krishna with continuously open eyes for a prolonged period of time. Because of seeing Krishna continuously and meditating on him and accommodating Krishna inside his mouth, and then later on when his body dried up, it became a play area for the covered boys. Because of these three reasons, the Lord gave him Swarupya Siddhi in the spiritual world, although he was a demon. You can give many examples like this. So it's getting late. We have 6 minutes. We can take some questions. So Lord does not have any enemy or friend. See, during the Chandan Yatra, we all upbraid the Chandan in the temple for applying on the body of the deity. Correct, no? When you're upbraiding the Chandan, naturally there is fragrance. Or on the other hand, imagine somebody goes to a forest with an axe and hits the tree with a chandan. Hits the chandan tree. It is going to render the tip of that axe fragrant also. Similarly, whether the jiva is favorable to the Lord or he is against the Lord. Ultimately, Lord's quality doesn't change. Anybody, any intelligent person who studies the Shastra deeply will come to the conclusion that anything emanates from the Lord is only love. That's why it's called a samam bonam. Samam bonam means it's a sum total of, purity, sum total of love. And he has no tendency for enmity with anybody. He never closes the Vaikuntha doors for the demons ever. He always keeps it open for all jivas to come back to him. Mm. So that's what Bali Maharaj tells him in one of the slokas. Pumsam shlagyatamam manye dandamarhatamarpitam yam namata tata bhrata surdhaschaiva dishantihi. Sometimes a mother or a brother may pinch a boy or slap a boy for his own, good. Huh? A boy is naughty and not studying and playing all day. They may punish him. But he said, my dear Lord, you are the supreme, and I see whatever emanates from you is only love. Huh? And I am fully confident about that. So I take shelter of you. Hmm. Kulashekara, in one of his Tamil writings, he says that sometimes a mother seeing a naughty child picking up a knife or touching fire, repeatedly committing mistake, she may slap the child. Then you can see how the child cries with wide open mouth. You've seen that? Again he'll cry. Again he'll cry. Second time, third time. But while crying, where does the child go? The child doesn't go out of the house. Again the child goes and embraces the legs of the mother and buries his face on the sari of the mother. So this point he brings up there. He says that somebody may ask the child, your mother only slapped you, then why do you go to her? The answer of the child is, I have nowhere else to go. I don't know anybody else. I know only my mother. So for a pure devotee, pure devotee's trust in the Lord is so great that even if the Lord apparently would cause some trouble for the pure devotee, the devotee says that, you are my supreme well-wisher. I have nowhere else to go. Another example he gives, a chikitsak, a doctor, you know, may tell a man that every day you have to come and take an injection from me for 2 weeks. And he goes to the hospital and shows the hand and takes injection. So his friend was asking him, hey, why do you go to this fellow and show your hand and painful injection you are taking? You run away, he said. The man said, how can I run away? I know he is my well-wisher. Because if I go to him for 2 weeks, my typhoid will be gone. I have to take this injection. Similarly, a devotee of the Lord is fully confident that if I go to Krishna and even if Krishna puts me in some trouble, that is for my purification. He wants to uplift me. He wants me to get rid of my conditionings. And he is purifying my conditionings. And no matter what, how long it takes, I don't mind. So devotees have full faith in the Lord. And when we approach the Lord with that type of faith, then a time will come when the devotee will begin to understand that the Lord's treatment of the demons is also just, is also fair. It is never unfair. So there is one deep point about Lord's treatment of the demons. Like you see the dog or pig and such creatures, you may ask, they don't have the type of free will that we have. Why God is so cruel that He has put them in some bodies like that? He says, Thanaham Trisata Kruran, Samsareshu Naradhaman, Kshipami Ajastram Ashubhan Asurishi Eva Yonushi. Why Lord puts them in such bodies where they cannot even express their free will properly? That is the reason for that. In Pune station, one time there was a big crowd of 40, 50 people in one place. I also went and watched what is it. The police was slapping one boy. He maybe probably around 12 or 15 years old boy. Pat, they were slapping. And when they were hitting him, 3, 4 police were beating him. And the boy wanted to say something. They were beating in the mouth only. Hey, don't speak. Like that they were beating. And some people felt pity for the boy. Why are they so cruel? And then one man in the crowd came forward and said, hey, itna mat maro usko. You don't beat like this. You want to say something, allow him. Police looked at that man very sharply and said, this is the 50th time we are catching him. He said, how many times we have put him in the jail? How many times we made an effort to reform? He steals in different places. He's a pickpocketer. Now we don't want to listen to him anymore, he said. Similarly, when the jiva becomes extremely unruly, he is put in bodies where he cannot even exhibit his free will. So, yes, one has to do that. Like, this reminds me of another example. One boy was cheating his father and saying that, I am going to study with my friend. But then what he would do, he would go to his friend's place and do gambling on behalf of the friend. And then gradually started bringing a lot of money to his friend. One day his friend gave him a t-shirt. So the boy was wearing a t-shirt and came home. Father asked, Beta, where did you get this t-shirt? Oh, my friend gave me on my happy birthday, huh? He said. So, but actually the friend had given him a t-shirt because this fellow used to gamble for him. Huh? And later on, this boy became smart in gambling. He thought, why to play on his behalf? I can also play myself. Huh? He started on his own and then started taking money from his father's pocket, and then from the bureau of the house. And the father came to slowly know that he is gambling and squandering the wealth. He told him, no, you cannot touch the money. Then he started stealing. Then what he started doing, he started going to the bank and drawing lakhs of rupees from father's account. Then the father told the bank not to issue any money to him. Then he went to father's friends, using the trust of the father on those people. He told, my papa told me to take money from you. And many people innocently gave. 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, like that. Then the father wrote in a newspaper, he gave a declaration, I disown this son. Nobody should give him any money. If you give it at your own risk. He has become a cheater, a liar, a hypocrite, and he is not my son anymore. He is doing independently his activity. Now, if you give him money, I am not responsible for it. Father had to give that. So now somebody may ask the father, why are you so cruel like this? Because the son has become so unruly. So therefore, the Lord puts them in asuri bodies, mm, where they have to suffer for a few lifetimes and then come to Sadbuddhi. Like we say, no, Latonka Bhut, we say, no. See, there is a word, that is sword. Word is a Shastra. Sword is the lower species of life. So some people are ready for word, some are not ready for word. They go for the sword. But the punishment is not done in a mood of vengeance. That's why I gave you the example. If some son is hitting his own leg with the axe, parents may tie his hands up. And the tying is actually for the son not to hurt himself. So the Lord also doesn't want the jivas to hurt themselves foolishly. And the Lord wants to protect them and protect others from being mishandled also. So the theme continues tomorrow. We can take questions tomorrow again. The next verse also. It will become more clear. Some of you can add some nice, interesting points tomorrow in order to get more refinement in the understanding. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, Radhe Shyam Prabhu, thank you very much. Welcome to Govardhan Eco Village, and we hope we get such associations more often. But I was told that you need to be introduced. You need to be introduced. But anyway, those who don't know, and also it's a great privilege for me to also mention a few words about Radhe Shyam Prabhu. Well, I know him right from the day he came to ISKCON. So I've been very fortunate to see the way he has evolved and created such a big impact, not only in India, but all over the world, especially among the youth. So one thing very fascinates me about him is, of course, he is an MTech from IIT. So IIT is one of the most prestigious institute where people dream of, So whatever skills and knowledge he has acquired, the way he utilized it after he became a surrendered soul in Prabhupada's movement, he began from Radha Gopinath, then went to Pune, and then I've just been hearing about that, the way he is set up those bays and voice, and wherever I go, wherever, especially in South India, I don't go to North side. I always come to hear about this. We are under Radhesham Prabhu's guidance. So that itself says a lot. But not only for the youth, but he has also taken so many interest in the community among for grastas and children and many other aspects for community development. So whatever I speak, it will be what I know of. It will be always very superficial. He is more than what I say. So it takes one to know one. So you need to be very qualified to say who is Radhe Shyam Prabhu. But one thing really we appreciate about is that one person, one IIT just taking up wholeheartedly what an impact he has created all over. So many, especially the youth's life has been transformed and they are carrying forward his inspiration. So thank you very much, Radheshyam Prabhu. I'm just taking opportunity what he said. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we hope that whenever you have time, that's a big question. You don't know that how busy he is, but still he is here. So we hope and pray that we get such opportunities more often. And our best wishes, prayers for you to have a long, healthy life that you continue carrying forward what Prabhupada has given his life for. Hare Krishna.
So, Arakshana, those are participating at 11 to 1, that it's a retreat. What do you call it?
Yes, yes.
So we are going to have a group activity in that. So I had prepared material for 6 groups. It's like half a page or 1 page material only is available for you. Probably 1 page for each group. So Prabhu will allot the groups now, and I told him to WhatsApp the article to all of you, those who are participating. Huh? So what you have to do is, if you are given group 1, so you will have 5, 6 of you in that. So take the group 1 content and go through that, what it is. Gaurav Darshan Prabhu felt that this topic is very important. He said that after you finish the Bhaktivedanta Vidyapit course and go back, Bhagavatam is not just a 2-year study, but it should be a lifelong companion. That was his point. So he told me that, Prabhuji, whatever it takes to speak on this topic, you speak. But I was not very eager to speak all alone myself. I thought that if I make this article, I have made it into 6 groups now, because you all will speak for about 6 minutes. Then I may add some more things for 15, 20 minutes, I think. So like that, we are going to do 6 groups. So you need to prepare for 6 minutes. So what would you present in those 6 minutes? The content has to be fluffed and elaborated with examples, that's all. So in your own group, you sit together and take that content and explain the content to the audience so that they will understand the importance of that particular content which is given to you. I want to say more about it.
Just devotees can assemble by 10:45. Groups. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I will put in the WhatsApp group who is the facilitator, the 6 groups. So please assemble by 10:45 to 10:45 to 11:30. You can have discussion within your group. Okay.
And then I'll come at 11:30. So once I come at 11:30, we will set it rolling. And during the session, once it starts at 11:30, please don't sit behind and prepare with your group. Please don't do that. 10:45 to 11:30, Prabhuji is allotting the time for you to prepare if you want additionally. But the reason we are sending you now, after prasadam itself, you can see your group and start munching in your mind, contemplating on what could be. So you still get some additional time, right? And I think one Mataji group is there. I think that one of them, other 5 are Prabhuji's groups. Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai.